Right then everyone, so welcome to my EFL Leagues 1 and 2 match predictions and score predictions for Saturday's big another bumper programme of EFL action, but we'll be focusing our attention towards Leagues 1 and 2 for Saturday. So obviously we've got Leagues 1 and 2 in action, so without further ado we will start with Blackburn versus AFC Wimbledon. And I'm going to go with a comfortable home win in this game because looking at Blackburn, they're starting to really pick up now and really get their season going now. I mean, after a sluggish start to the season, they've got won 4 wins on the bounce. Obviously, gone to Scunthorpe midweek and won 1-0 there thanks to a Marcus Antonsen strike. And having him in your team with the likes of Danny Graham up front, they're going to score you a bucket load of goals no matter what team and what quality you have in your team, because them two going forward will cause enough, will score goals in that league, and they know where the back of the net is. Obviously, Antonsen took his goal well. I look at AFC Wimbledon and I think it's going to be a second season syndrome. It's very cliched in football, but I think they'll struggle again this year, and they've already proved they have. There's a lack of goals, really. Obviously, Cody McDonald has come in, but he hasn't fired for them since coming in, and it's going to be another tough game for them, I think, against a very strong Blackburn side who seems to be just hitting their stride now at a good time. So I'm going to go Blackburn 2, AFC Wimbledon 0 for this game, and it's going to be a comfortable home 3 points and make it 5 wins in a row for Tony Mowbray's Lancashire side. So obviously going down, we've got a second Lancashire team in it, Blackpool versus a home to Oxford. So this could be another decent little game. Obviously, in my opinion, I think Blackpool have been a surprise package so far. I mean, they've come up from League 2, and I thought they'd been straight out relegation dogfight, and it's hard to tell at the moment. It's still quite early on, but they've looked good in what they've done so far. They've been really solid in their performances. Obviously, Sean Longstaff's been a really standout performer, the loanee from Newcastle. He's scored 4 goals in his past 5 or 6 games, and they're looking quite solid in the way they are. Obviously, Gary Bowyer is a good manager. He proved that at Blackburn, and he knows what it takes in this type of division. And as you can see, they've got a very good win on midweek as well against Plymouth 3-1, and that's not an easy place to go either, with Nathan Delfonso getting the last of the goals there. So they're looking like a solid season for them. Also look at Oxford, and I think playoffs at minimum for them this year. I mean, they're looking a good team this year. I mean, obviously Pep Clotet's coming in the summer, and they've brought in some very good players who should be really playing in the league above. Really, Mike Williamson at the back with John Mousinho, come from Wolves and Burton Albion respectively. Obviously Jack Payne coming from Huddersfield on loan. Obviously John Obika coming from Swindon as well. So they look like a team who can really achieve well this year, provided that new signings can gel. And then obviously the manager's good as well. He's had a successful last year with Gary Monk because it's number 2. And it's going to be a very close game on paper, and I think it could be. I'm going to go with Oxford 2, Blackpool 1 in this game. I think there'll be plenty of goals, but I think Oxford just got a little bit more quality compared to Blackpool, so I'm going to go with an away win in this one. So obviously looking at the third game, it's another very good game on paper. Bradford are playing home to Rotherham United. Obviously Rotherham have come into this in fantastic form. Big winners last midweek against Walsall 5-1, obviously 4-0 up at half time. So then full of confidence at the moment. I think that was back-to-back wins as well. Obviously they'd beaten Portsmouth at Fratton Park, so they've really got their act together as well. And they've been playing a very tough Bradford side in Charlie Wyke, who's scored 3 goals in his last couple of games. He's looking quite solid. And Bradford seems to be doing what they can very well. I mean, they got a very good result down at Oxford in midweek, a big win against the fellow promotion chasers. I think it was 1-0 to Bradford that night. So it's going to be a very close game. Obviously Rotherham do look very good going forward, but they've got a massive defensive frailty, and that's really going to be their Achilles heel this season, as I've said in previous videos. But looking at this game, I don't know really, it's going to be a very tough one. I think it'll be a score draw. I'm going to go over Bradford 2, Rotherham 2. I think plenty of goals, and both defences will be tested massively, so 2-2. So looking at the fourth game, it's Bury versus Plymouth. Sort of an early relegation, sort of bad form. 6-pointer potentially. I mean, both sides haven't had the best of starts. Bury haven't scored enough goals this season, and the defensive frailties as well. Combine the both, and you're not going to get many good results no matter where you are in the league. Also look at Plymouth. Stop-start this season. Obviously their main man Graham Carey for 3 games. He got sent off on last Saturday, and then a bad defeat against Blackpool midweek as well, 3-1. So the pressure's already on for these two teams to try and get a win and really try and kick-start their season, because if either of this team can't really afford to lose this game at such an early point in the season. I mean, looking at the game, I think there could be another few goals in this, but I'm going to go for Bury winning this one. I think, like to Jermaine Beckford and Nicky Jose going forward, provided they can start firing a good partnership together, I think they'll cause problems. And obviously, I'm going to look at that and I'm going to go Bury 1, Plymouth 0. I don't think there'll be much in it. Both teams won't want to commit too many move forward, and it's going to be quite a cagey affair. But I look at Bury, I think, yeah, they're just going to scrape through. So obviously the next game is a London derby. No, not a London derby, sorry, I corrected there. It's Gillingham vs Charlton. So obviously Gillingham come into this game in the bottom four of the league, struggling to get any type of result really. I mean, Andy Pennock's job's already been touted as he could be gone soon. I've heard the rumour that Nobby Solano might come in as manager. I mean, I'm not too sure how true that rumour is, so you can't really hold me to that one. But the early season pressure already on for them. I think it's a very small squad, and it's not a squad that you'd associate at League One level. And I think they might suffer the drop this year. I look at Charlton, who suffered a midweek wobble against Wigan, probably due to lack of fatigue, due to the small squad they have down there. And I think they're going to be too strong for Gillingham. And it's going to be a comfortable 3-0 win for Charlton. I think Gillingham just haven't got enough quality compared to Charlton. I think Charlton are in some decent form, although they did lose last midweek against Wigan. I think they'll be able to continue and pick up where they left off and maybe kick on with another win. So look at off. Next game is MK Dons at home to Rochdale. Obviously, Rochdale haven't had the best of starts this year. Again, like last year, they had a slow start, but they under Keith Hill and that they seem to get going towards the middle of the season and have a good end of season. But they can't afford to do that this year, especially with so much quality in this league now coming up from League 2 and coming down from the Championship, and also the teams who consolidate in the divisions respectively as well. So I look at MK Dons as well. They've signed some terrific players. They got in the summer window. They've got a good quality group there. Robbie Nielsen seems to know what he's doing down there. He's got an idea of what he wants to play, and he's getting some positive results. Obviously, a good win at Plymouth on Saturday. So they're looking like a team who can really go forward and really kick on. Obviously, Rochdale come up short against Blackburn on Saturday, but I think they got a win midweek, so that's going to definitely boost their confidence ahead of this away clash. And I think this game's got a draw written all over it for me. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw in this game. I think both teams. I think look at MK Dons have got a lot of quality, but they're a new group and they're going to take time to gel, in my opinion. And look at Rochdale. I think a point would be good for them, but they need another big 3 points here as well. So it's going to be a score draw. So looking at the next one, Oldham versus Shrewsbury, and I fancy Oldham to go and get another win here. They beat Bristol Rovers up at Bristol midweek. It was a big win for them because they needed to get 3 points. I was very unlucky last Saturday against Fleetwood. They played really well. Obviously, was going to hold on for the win, but got a point in the end. But I look at Shrewsbury, absolutely flying under Paul Hurst this year. It's been a tremendous start for them. He's a top manager as well, in my opinion. Done very well with Grimsby under tough circumstances. And but I do fancy Oldham to get a win here. I think they're the type of team who can derail Shrewsbury. They're a very similar team to Shrewsbury. So I'm going to go with an Oldham 2, Shrewsbury 1 result here. So obviously looking at the next game, it's Pompey Fleetwood. I mean, that's a good little game on paper here. Obviously, Portsmouth had a midweek defeat to Northampton, who are flying at the moment. A 3-1 defeat there. So they've got some frailties. Kenny Jackett's obviously still trying to get his team to gel together. He's a new group again, as similar to MK Dons, with plenty of new signings that have come in. I look at Fleetwood, and I think they'll be up there again this year. Obviously, Uwe Rosler doing a good job down there. A few solid results this season, and they're looking quite solid at the back. They do score a few goals, plenty of goals. Obviously, Devante Cole and Ash Hunter as well, looking solid up front. So I look at this, and I think Fleetwood are going to win this one 2-1. I think Pompey might struggle here. I think Fleetwood are going to have a bit of quality going forward, and then look a good team. They'll be trying to fight for promotion again this year. So it's another away win. So looking at the next game, it's Southend versus Northampton. And I think, again, it's going to be another away win here. I think Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's absolutely flying at the moment. First 2 games, 2 huge wins, 6 points, starting to climb the table. And Hasselbank did say it was only a matter of time, either if Justin Edinburgh or a new manager had come in, that the results were going to come. Obviously, under Edinburgh didn't. That's why he got sacked. Hasselbank's come in, and they look quite solid. Scoring goals, really playing with confidence that they didn't have under Justin Edinburgh. And supporters seem to be enjoying that as well, because it was quite hostile down at Sixfields under his tenure. I look at Southend, and I think they haven't got going this year. And they're another team who normally are in and around that top six to 8 teams, and they just haven't got going this year. I'm going to go with another Northampton win. I think 3-1 here, and I think just the reason why they're in form at the moment, they're fearless, and they don't fear anyone at the moment. So another away win. Also, the next one is Walsall versus Peterborough. I'm going to go with another away win here as well. I think Walsall defensively are woeful. Conceding 5 goals to Rotherham was shambolic in midweek. And obviously they don't really seem to be scoring many, only just the 1 goal there, and they seem to be struggling. I look at Peterborough, obviously a lot of the unbeaten record win on Saturday against Bradford. But they seem to be doing okay at the moment. I think the man in the thumbnail, Jack Marriott, will get another goal to add to his 6 already this season, and he's flying at the moment. I think they're going to get back to, and they're going to get another win here, I think. So I'm going to go with Peterborough 2, Walsall 0. Obviously, the final game in the League One is Wigan versus Bristol Rovers. Obviously, Wigan, fantastic result down at the Valley in midweek, 3-0 away win there. Gavin Massey brace. I mean, they're looking like a solid team who are going to be challenging to return up to the Championship for the first time of asking. And I look at Bristol Rovers and another shock defeat really against Oldham in midweek. And their Achilles heel's been set pieces this season for me. They've conceded a lot of goals from set pieces, and especially in League One, set pieces are fundamentals in these games. I look at them, it's going to be another tough game against a very strong Wigan outfit, and I think it's going to be a home win of Wigan 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Let's quickly move on to League 2. I'm going to look at Lincoln versus Mansfield. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. So obviously Lincoln and Mansfield both played really well, both had good wins on Saturday. And I look at this type of game, it's a very entertaining game obviously. Mansfield favourites this division to go up. Lincoln have just come up as well from the conference, ran away with that league, and they're looking good. Solid win against Stevenage on Saturday, and they're playing with Danny Cowley's men are playing for the conference. I look at them, and it's got, in my opinion, I think it's got to draw it all over it. Obviously, Steve Evans' team seems to be leaking goals at Mansfield at the moment, but they can score them as well in the Lee angle. They've got plenty of threats going forward, but I think it's going to be a 2-2 score draw this one. Obviously, this game 2 would be Cambridge versus Coventry. This is another good game on paper. Obviously, Cambridge United got a solid result up at Crewe midweek, 1-0 win there thanks to a Jabbo Abere goal. And look at Coventry, and they're slowly getting back to what they were early season form. But I don't know really, I look at this and it's going to be a few goals in this. I think Cambridge are leaky at the back in my opinion against a team with more quality going forward, like Coventry with Jodie Jones, Martin McNulty and obviously Stuart Bevan as well in their ranks. So I'm going to go over Coventry 2, Cambridge United 1, just for the fact that I think Cambridge United's defence will be tested against a more quality outfit in this division, and I think they're going to come up short on this one. I was quickly picking a few more out of League 2. We're going to go over Morecambe versus Newport. So this game's always, in the past couple of years, it's always looked like a relegation threatened encounter. Obviously, early on in the season, it's not at the moment. Newport are doing really well at the moment under Mike Flynn. They're getting plenty of